Her late Royal Highness enjoyed every moment of her life. Even before her father, King George VI, died in 1952 and she became Britain's longest ruling monarch, Queen Elizabeth II's life was full of royal adventures and thrills. When she was 8, she met the love of her life, Prince Philip, who died in April 2021 at the age of 99. When she was 18, she learned how to drive while serving in World War II, making her the only person in the UK who could legally drive a car without a license. The majestic 100-year-old enjoyed a drink or two while living the high life. Today we will discuss the top 10 things you didn't know about Queen Elizabeth II. But before we start our video, please subscribe to our YouTube channel and press the bell icon as well. So, let's get started. 1. She was homeschooled. Her Eminence knew a lot about politics, religion, the Constitution, and the law, but she never went to school and didn't have a college degree. Instead of going to school with other kids her age. The Queen, who was known as Princess Elizabeth when she was young, and her younger sister Princess Margaret, who died in 2002 at age 71, were taught at home by some of Britain's best teachers, like Henry Martyn, who later became the provost of Eton College. The Archbishop of Canterbury taught the future Queen about religion, and her different governesses taught her to speak French fluently. 2. She didn't have a driver's license. Even though the royal chauffeur was always at her service, the Queen liked to put on a stylish pair of sunglasses and a silk Hermes headscarf and take a joyride in her favorite Jaguar or Range Rover. But she never had a license to drive. In 1944, when she was 18, Elizabeth insisted on joining the army. She worked as a mechanic for the Women's Auxiliary Territorial Service and learned how to drive. This was during World War II. Her Highness did not need a license plate on her cars, or a passport to travel outside of the country. The royal family's official website said this about passports: because a British passport is issued in the name of Her Majesty, it is not necessary for the Queen to have one. In fact, everyone else in the Queen's family has a passport, even her son Prince Charles. 3. She used rationing coupons to buy her wedding dress. On November 20, 1947, when she got engaged to Prince Philip at Westminster Abbey, the soon-to-be Queen of England wore a beautiful fit and flare gown by Norman Hartnell that she bought with coupons she got after World War II. Due to the country's continuing financial problems in the years after the war, the British government gave each citizen rationing coupons to make sure they could get fair shares of food, goods, and materials. This included the silks, tulle, and chiffon that were used to make Her Majesty's wedding dress. Women from all over the UK were said to have given the future Queen their clothing coupons in the hopes that she could use them to buy her dream dress. However, it was against the law at the time to share coupons, so they were all returned. On her wedding day, the soon-to-be Queen wore her grandmother Queen Mary's diamond tiara. This made her look even more beautiful. But just 2 hours before the ceremony, when Queen Elizabeth's hairdresser tried to attach the delicate crown to her 13-foot veil, it broke. The police helped get the tiara to the Royal Jewellery Workshop, where it was welded back together in time for the wedding vows. 4. Cabbage was her pet's name. People outside of Buckingham Palace didn't dare call Elizabeth anything but her royal name, but inside her grand home, she was reportedly called Cabbage for the 74 years she was married to Prince Philip. In 2006, Robert Lacey, a British biographer and historical consultant for Netflix's The Crown, confirmed that the prince often called his wife by the name of the green, leafy vegetable. Some people think that the name came from the French phrase mon petit chou, which roughly means my little cabbage or my little sweetie. However, it's not clear why Prince Philip, who is Her Majesty's third cousin from Corfu, Greece, and who she met for the first time at a royal family wedding in 1934, chose this healthy-sounding nickname. Still, it showed how much they cared for each other. 5. Carried ironed money. Queen Elizabeth wore one of her signature's Launer black leather handbags almost everywhere she went. Even though it was said that Her Majesty never carried cash in her purses, it was said that she always carried a banknote that had been ironed and folded for church collections. The Queen never had to worry about money because her face is on bills in at least 33 countries. As the head of the royal family, she was said to be worth about $50 billion, or $10 billion more than Coca-Cola. In 2015, it was said that she bought a huge 3-bedroom apartment in Midtown Manhattan for $8 million. Her not-so-humble home was said to be in a 43-story, gated building with architecture and interiors by the famous British designer Norman Foster. From there, she could see the United Nations complex. 6. She started her day with bagpipes playing. At 9 a.m. every day, the royal bagpiper would play for 15 minutes outside the king or queen's window to let them know it was time to start the day. Queen Victoria, Elizabeth's great-great-grandmother, is said to have started the tradition in the middle of the 1800s. It is said to have happened at the Queen's homes at Buckingham Palace, Windsor, Holyrood House, and her favourite vacation home in Balmoral, Scotland. Who needs an alarm clock when talented musicians are working for you? 7. She liked cocktails and champagne, even in the morning. The Queen liked to drink, day or night. Former royal chef Darren McGrady said in 2017 that the Queen would drink a smooth gin and Dubonnet cocktail with lemon and ice every morning to honor the sun. As the day went on, Her Royal Highness drank a glass of wine or champagne with her lean protein lunch, which was usually grilled fish, chicken, or dove. Queen Elizabeth would finish her day of ruling and reigning with a dry martini and a splash of champagne before putting her crown to rest. Even though she drank these drinks every day, it was said that Her Majesty also liked Bacardi rum, Gordon's gin, Bulmers cider, and Pimm's liqueur. 8. She wanted a speaking role with Bond. The silver-haired monarch made a cameo appearance in the opening scenes of the 2012 London Olympics. She was shown with actor Daniel Craig, who played James Bond. When the director of the 007 themed skit asked the Queen for permission to use her likeness, Her Majesty replied by offering to not only be in the clip but also have a speaking part, as royal dresser Angela Kelly wrote in her 2019 memoir, The Other Side of the Coin, The Queen, the Dresser, and the Wardrobe. For the play, the Queen said her line, "Good evening, Mr. Bond," with great skill before she and the dashing spy got into a helicopter. 9. She was ruler of mute swans, whales and dolphins. Queen Elizabeth loved animals very much. She had more than 30 corgis and even bred them herself. When her father, King George VI, got the first corgi, Dookie, for the royal family in 1933, she fell in love with the four-legged cuties. Later, when her sisters Dachshund, Pipkin, mated with one of the Queen's corgis, the hybrid dog called the Dorgie was born. Her Majesty was said to have helped make it happen. Queen Elizabeth loved dogs so much that she became the patron of the Dogs Trust, an organization that helps dogs in the UK. She also owned every kind of mute swan, whale, and dolphin in her territory. Reader's Digest says that since the 12th century, the Crown has owned all of the country's mute swans because they were highly valued as a delicacy at banquets and feasts. And a law that has been in effect since 1324 says that the King or Queen of England shall have whales and sturgeons taken in the sea or anywhere else in the realm. Whales and dolphins are respected as fishes royal because of this law. 10. She tricked people with her hats. Queen Elizabeth was a stylish woman who often wore brightly colored outfits with hats that were just as eye-catching. Rachel Trevor Morgan, a royal milliner from St. James's in London, was in charge of making each headpiece. But Elizabeth's love of bright, fancy hats wasn't just because she liked high fashion. The hats were for the people. Sophie, Countess of Wessex, the monarch's daughter-in-law, said in the documentary The Queen at 90 that the monarch's granddaughter-in-law needed to stand out so that people could say they saw a bit of the Queen's hat as she went by. But, according to her royal dresser, Elizabeth didn't want the chatty people in and around Buckingham Palace to know what color outfit or accessories she planned to wear to an important event. So, she put a number of decoy hats around her estate to keep key details about her upcoming looks a secret. These are the top 10 things you didn't know about Queen Elizabeth II. If you liked the video, leave a comment and subscribe to our channel for more top 10 informative videos. Press the bell icon for latest updates. Thanks for watching.